Hello, my name is James Spiro and this is CTech's Out of the Bubble, where today we're in Misgav. I'm joined now with Sivan Yechieli, CEO at I4 Valley, Meirav Metzger Moshe, former VP Business Growth and Marketing at Bar-Lev High-Tech Park, Steve Rhodes, CEO at the Trendlines Group, and Khalil Shawahna, partner at MGTech. Folks, thank you for taking the time today. Sivan, I'd like to start with you, please, if I may. I'd like you to kind of tell us a bit about where we are today and why we're meeting, please.
Well, first let me thank our host, Steve, for hosting us here in Trendlines in Misgav. Misgav is a part of Bikat Beta Kerem, and it's a region that has Carmiel and Sakhnin and Araba and different towns and cities. And what you're seeing here is the high-tech of this region, that there is a high-tech and that it's all around, and that's where we are.
Great. Steve, I'm going to come to you since you're holding the mic. First of all, thank you for having us today at the Trendlines Group.
It's a real pleasure. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. Can you tell us a bit about what you folks are doing here and the region that we're in, please?
What we're doing here is building companies. We actually start companies. Trendline starts companies in two areas, in medical devices and agri-food technologies. We have a portfolio of more than 50 companies today, and we're doing it here because this is where we live, this is where the opportunities are, where great people are, and because we believe very much in the development of the region.
So I'm really excited that you will see today, and you will be realized that there is high tech here in the area, and it's growing. And what we are doing here is assisting high tech company from the center to go out and do a job mobility and find the advantages of the north that can help them and assist them to get over the challenges. And this is what we are doing here. We are assisting companies with recruitment of new employees, with benefits and grants and investments of the government and the other investors, and cooperations with the academies. We have a lot of academies here in the area, and we see it growing and succeeding. So it's really exciting.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Khalil, I know that you're the partner at MGTech. Can you talk to me a bit about what you're doing here and some of the things that you folks are up to?
Yeah. First, thank you for the opportunity to have this conversation about the area, especially in the Galilee. MGTech is the program promoting high-tech and entrepreneurship in the middle of Galilee, where in the center there is Sakhnin and Misgav authorities. It's a social, community based or started as a community initiative, and the local authorities join these efforts to promote our area. So our vision is to build a local regional ecosystem, a connected one, a really engaging one, and building the pipeline for entrepreneurs and high-tech people, so to have their opportunities here in the area and stay here in the area, and then connect all these areas and resources and opportunities in the Galilee. So this is our vision and our mission, and we believe in our community and the resources that we have, that we should promote and be discovered and promoted. Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure to be up here today and outside of the Tel Aviv norm where we normally are for the high-tech scene. Can we talk a bit about some of the challenges that may be faced by folks and companies that are up here as opposed to maybe some of the more conventional areas where people are historically kind of tend to travel to? Maybe Sivan, would you like to start?
I think it's important to note that when you're in the periphery, when you talk about regional development and high-tech in the periphery, you face a number of challenges. The first one is the fact that we don't have the same density of people, population that you have in the center, and therefore you haven't got external influences, but there's not a lot of companies that can affect each other. So part of our work is actually to connect the region and to build on organic assets of the region. So, for example, I4 Valley is the partners in I4 Valley are 6 industrial companies. That's Keter Plastic and Khalil, Trilidor, Tambur, Flying Cargo, and Wipro Givon. Wipro is a giant. It's a multi-billion-dollar corporation with headquarters in the United States and in India. And all of them are industrial companies. And 50% of the industry of Israel is in the north. So what we are focusing is Industry 4.0. Therefore, harnessing the local assets into the high-tech community and providing high-tech and technology that will serve manufacturing industries over here and throughout the world. And I think that one of the most important things that you talk when governments want to influence the periphery, they many times build synthetic programs. And these programs work as long as you pour money into them. But it's not built on organic assets, and therefore it's not sustainable. And I think what we're trying to do, and I think that's true for all of us, is build upon organic assets and therefore create sustainable high-tech ecosystems within this region.
Okay, thank you. Steve, can we talk more a bit about some of the challenges there and some of the how that happens?
No, I agree with Sivan. It's a big challenge developing high-tech in the periphery. Part of the problem is that the ecosystem, exactly as Sivan said, isn't naturally here. And so we have to create that ecosystem and help build the ecosystem. Here in Trendlines, for example, we've recently added a clean room to our facility to make it possible. In the past, our companies had to go to Tel Aviv to have access to a clean room. We added chemical laboratories and other a food laboratory. So we're providing the facilities and helping to build the ecosystem so that they can get everything they need here. You know, when you're in Tel Aviv, an investor says, let's meet. They come and they meet you, or you get in the car and you're 15 minutes away and you go and you meet with them in Herzliya or in Tel Aviv. For us, we pay a hidden tax. You know, when an investor says, let's meet, they don't say, I'm going to get in the car and come see your office. You have to go down and spend a full day going to Tel Aviv and back to see them. So there are lots of hidden challenges, on top of which there's the challenge of personnel. Our children naturally are attracted where the jobs are, and most of the jobs are in the center of the country. Finding great talent is always a challenge. Fortunately, we're successful because we draw from a very, very talented pool of people. And we've even seen people from the center of the country move up to the north in order to be in some of our great companies. But it's very challenging.
Okay, thank you. Meirav, what was your experience like at the Bar-Lev High-Tech Park?
Yes, I think that I agree. I couldn't agree more with my colleagues. Another point of view is that I think there's a market failure, okay? Because first of all, we are 1.5 hour from Tel Aviv, by train, by bus, by car. The roads are much easier, but if I go a few years ago, it was a challenge to get here. And the market failure, I think, because the government spend and create a lot of nice programs. And I think that they will get better and better with grants, with support, with benefits for companies who grow in the periphery. But it's not enough. Okay, and on the other side, there are the companies from Tel Aviv, that there are a lot of barriers for them to go out of Tel Aviv, even to Herzliya. Sometimes it's you need the passport. So there are the demand, and there's but something doesn't go. Something needs to you need to give an assistant in order to things happen, because the companies from the Tel Aviv has a lot of challenges, and on the day-to-day life they cannot now deal with getting into another location and opening a branch. It's a real issue. You need overhead for it. You need expertise. You need to know the area. It's a lot of unknowns, so there are a lot of barriers that makes them say, getting up in the morning and say, okay, we are going to open a branch. Sometimes it's even easier for them to go abroad, okay? And we are keeping saying, a minute before you go abroad, take a look what's 1 hour and a half away from you. So, but I believe that if we will give the assistance and we will create the expertise of this area, and this is what we're doing in the past 2.5 years in Bar-Lev, we are escorting the companies. We create the expertise, and we know what's happening here, and we assist with it. So it's make things much easier.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Khalil. It's always a bit hard going last when you answer the question, but can you highlight some of the unique challenges maybe you face in the region?
Yeah. I try to explain it from another point of view. So if you ask a business organization, like let's say investors, so they are looking for a deal flow, a good deal flow. So all the time they are talking about the deal flow. So we believe and we know that we have a good deal flow, but it's not, let's say, covered. It's not exposed much in a good way. So we believe that in our initiative that we have to start from, let's say, a bottom up. What this means is that to make it by different levels. The first level is to connect the community, to bring the community and make it a engaged community. And the second level is to bring and connect the industry, let's say the industry and academy also that we have in our region. The third one is then to bring and to get the government support. So we believe that we have to start from the community building, bottom up. Then we could meet the government programs, and we need also a much more exposure and awareness about the resources and about our area. It is very unique and very let's say have a lot of opportunities and resources.
Could I add something?
Yeah,
Of course, please.
We've been talking a lot about the challenges and the problems. Khalil also mentioned government support, and I think it's important. Okay, so I think it's important to note the great support that we do get from the Innovation Authority and from other government agencies. I mentioned before our clean room that we built. We built that with assistance from the Israel Innovation Authority. Our portfolio companies get great support from the government. And when our companies are looking to raise money, they are often able to get support from the government through grants that the government makes available. So there are challenges, but we have a partner. We have an important partner in the Innovation Authority, and I think that's important to mention.
Yeah, no, thank you. I know you all mentioned the government's role, in whatever it may be. Now's the chance.
I think that I would like to add to Steve and to Khalil. First of all, we have great support from the government, and that's very important. And I think that's the government's role, and I don't think we will be able to do what we're doing without them. I think that's a given. The second thing is about, I've lived in the North since the early 90s, and I worked for various high-tech companies, most of them Americans. All of them were, one of them was Israeli, all of them were, others was traded in the US stock exchange, and they were all here in the North. So there is an ecosystem of high-tech in the North, and the companies that were here, some of them with the years went to the center. But I would think that there is a point to make. There is a difference, a socio-economical difference, and an exposure difference between the Arab communities and the Jewish communities in the North. You're talking to Misgav. Misgav is the same kind of population that you'll find in Tel Aviv, Herzliya, or anywhere in the center, the same as is where I live in Kfar Vadim. And the Israeli high-tech succeeded because we have learned the language that they speak in Silicon Valley. We haven't invented anything new. We are using what they're doing in Silicon Valley. We're doing it here in a different way, but in our way, but we're using their language. And I think that what you see is that within the Arab communities, that language or those skills are still not there enough. And therefore, a lot of the human capital that is there is not being utilized. And a lot of opportunities are being missed. And I think that the main challenge, the regional challenge today, is to bring communities from the Arab communities and skills and talents into the high-tech arena and actually let them flourish.
Okay, Khalil, can you?
I want to add something.
add some insight into that, please.
I really agree with that because of that we have started our program that we called it MGTech, which is a cooperation between Misgav and Sakhnin. So it's Misgav as a Jewish local council authority, and Sakhnin, one of the biggest, let's say, cities here in the area, in the Galilee, and you are connected also the Arab cities in the area. And there is also, because of that, in the last years, we have more organizations in the Arab sector that promoting and try to fix this gap in meaning of having the Arab students and Arab youngs in the employment in the high tech and growing, let's say, startups and successful startups. So because of as it was mentioned, that the community and the let's say a lot of senior people, expert people in the Misgav, Carmel, in this areas. So we believe that we have to make this connection. We have to work together. So if we have the young people in the Arab community that now is more than 30% in the Technion, for example, and about 20% in all the academic institutions in Israel, learning, studying high-tech, let's say, in high-tech subjects. So there is a gap in employment and seeing let's say have a successful Arab startups. So because of that, we believe that we have to work together. And here in the Galilee, already we have the life together. Already we have, it's about 50-50 the communities, Arabs and the Jewish. So it was missed here the connection on a professional base about and around the high tech and entrepreneurship. This is what we are doing, what we started here, and we hope that we succeed in our also partnership with I4 Valley and Barlev Park and here in Trendlines.
Okay, thank you.
If I may add to Khalil, I was visiting Sakhnin a few months ago, and I was told that in the high school, one of the tech classes at the high school in Sakhnin has a majority of women students. Okay. Also in the Technion, you can see a majority of women Arab students, and it's very very pleased to hear. And I think this is the future. And I think that if we spoke about it as a challenge, it's also a very advantage of this area, because you cannot find a lot of places like the Galil with such a variety of population. We know, and everyone is collaborating with everyone, and we can see more and more high-tech professionals from the Druze, from the Muslims, from the Christians, Jews, Haredim. It's very exciting, because you're going into the park, for example, and you go around the companies, the high-tech companies, and you can see this mixed. And then this is something that is very missed. The companies in the center are missing this variety of population, and this inclusion and this diversity that it assists so much for the companies to grow up. So here we have it, and it's an advantage.
It's wonderful, and it's always a pleasure to be here and to meet all of you. We are approaching the end of our time. Unfortunately, we could talk all day. I do want to hear a final word from all of you. To those that are watching this from Tel Aviv or from Herzliya or these hubs, what will you say to give them one last kick to say, come visit, come say hi, come meet us? What's your main message?
I'll tell you one thing. I4 Valley is new. We are only 2 years on the ground, and we've seen over 500 companies up to now. Great companies, amazing companies in the field of Industry 4.0. We're investing in some of them. Other are working around us, and I think there's great opportunity in the field of Industry 4.0. I think the ecosystem around here is outstanding with Auto Brauda and the Galil Accelerator that works there, and the Advanced Manufacturing Institute, and I4 Valley, of course, and Trendlines, and everyone around. So I think that that's a great opportunity, and I think that young entrepreneurs should come over. They'll have a good time.
All right. Or Khalil, or whoever wants, we can walk down. Or
I think we should take the advantages and the local, let's say, the local benefits and the properties of the area and start from it. Not just look for Tel Aviv or another ecosystem. So we have to figure out what we have here, what is unique here, and start from it. This is first. The second is to have a strategic plan for the whole of the Galilee, even if there is different areas, but we have to work in one, I think, strategic plan for the Galilee, and I believe that we should work here, and we should be connected and have and build our ecosystem and unique ecosystem in a different way, even from other ecosystems, even from Jerusalem or Tel Aviv or other countries in the world. So we'll succeed in it. We believe we are working and we are going forward. Thank you very much.
I'll try to make it short, but I think that each company in Tel Aviv, high-tech company, should come and try and enjoy the benefits that they have here. It's not instead. It's a complementary area, and you can find here things that you cannot get in the center that can make the change and assist you to go over your challenges. And we are here for you. You don't need to do it alone, and we are in a really net of collaborations, and every one of us are working daily on a daily basis together, and it's very beautiful. So come and try; it's worth it.
Steve, final remarks.
It always amazes me. People I've known for years, but I've only met in Tel Aviv or talked to on the phone. When they finally come up and visit, they're like blown away. They cannot believe they say, oh, now I finally understand. I never got it before. I thought I understood, but I didn't. Seeing is believing, and exactly as Meirav said, they should come and they should see it. It takes as long to drive from Ra'anana to Misgav or Carmiel as it does from Ra'anana to Tel Aviv in the morning. So it's not a distance issue. It's just a mindset issue. You don't need a visa anymore to come to the Galil. They should come. They should visit us, and whether they're from Tel Aviv, Herzliya, or investors from overseas, this is an area with a lot of energy, smart people doing amazing things, and I encourage everyone to come and see for themselves.
All right, Steve, Meirav, Khalil, Sivan, thank you so much for taking the time. It's been wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you very much.